Hello guys, we are back. This is Cars at 100. Glad to be back after such a break. Hopefully you guys missed us, and we are back. So we have a couple of interesting cars today to talk about. So the biggest news that I want to talk about and mention today is, by the way, Alex is behind the camera there. And the biggest news we want to talk about today is the Apollo's new car. Basically, Gumpert Apollo releases new car. It is very powerful and very good looking. But the biggest, most important thing about that car is the way it looks. It looks very futuristic. Huge spoiler in the back. Car looks like it's gonna, basically be very fast, and is very light as well. Full carbon fiber. Car feels like it's gonna, basically fly instead of just driving fast. I'm here, Richie 1030. What's up, everybody? Hello, welcome to the channel. And this is Cars at 100. Hopefully you have a couple of questions for us. There are many things right now. There are many cars coming out right now. Porsche is tuning their electric car that will compete with Tesla Model S with its fast performance. There is a Porsche that's coming out, fully electric Porsche, so that's pretty cool as well. There is also a car that is on the channel that we posted recently. It's the brand new BMW X5, but there is a new X5 that supposedly is about to come out soon, but hopefully it will come out soon, but I don't know, it's anticipated. They were showing some camouflaged photos of this car, the biggest I think right now news is the X2 that came out recently. It is a front basically driven all-wheel drive. So what does that mean? It's same as X1, but the biggest design feature of that car is supposedly is how this car looks. It's very reminiscent of the Z4 concept that was released in Pebble Beach recently. So that's pretty cool. The design language we can see by the brand new BMW X2 is gonna basically trickle down or trickle up, because it's gonna go from X2 to X3 to X5, and the cars, how they are gonna be designed is how it's predicted by this X2. So what's up, everybody? What's up? Whoever's joining? What's good, BMW peoples? Yeah, BMW fans out there. BMW is one of the most popular brand right now on the market, and there is a reason for that, because this company really delivers on performance, luxury, and they combine all these features very well. Even though they're not as luxurious as, for example, Mercedes-Benz, Mercedes-Benz is not as performance as the BMW. So if BMW is more performance than Audi has much better basically how it looks in terms of the interior. So interior is more high quality. In terms of the brand, BMW is less quality than Audi. It's my opinion personally, but there is something else that is offered by BMW, not just luxury and quality. There is also the idea that the car has everything combined. That's why people love BMW. I thought it was Audi. Yeah. Punkster Marquez. Yeah. So Audi is better. Audi is the best brand right now in terms of the quality of the German engineering inside in the interior. It's my opinion. But I think Porsche really feels that it's also high quality, and it's a better brand in my opinion than BMW. If you hear the noises in the back, this is Alex with his girlfriend in the back over there. So that's what it's going on. But yeah, let's continue with the live stream. So what else is going on? What else is happening? Something interesting is happening in the market with the hypercars. Right now, hypercars are released almost every year. So expect something crazy, something fast, something interesting to be released next year. What does that mean? That means that companies compete, and the most competing company wins, of course. But how they deliver this speed, they have to get to the point where they deliver their niche way. So for example, Apollo, right? Apollo is the company that delivers this crazy looking hypercar that has 750 horsepower, that weighs nothing. It weighs under 3,000 pounds, and it's a ridiculous amount of performance for that car. So it basically is pretty quick. It's not going to be, of course, as fast as the Venom F5, but still the car is going to be pretty awesome because it's the brand new design language. So car looks like Mazda Furai. If you remember that car from back in the day, Mazda Furai was pretty futuristic car, and it was only track car. There was no street legal version of that car because it looked insane. But now we live in a day and age where Apollo can release this car and it's gonna be driving on the street. So if you go to Miami or some crazy place next year, believe it, this car will be on the street and you're gonna be looking at it like this, because the car is gonna look insane. If pictures you think, go check out this car. It's Apollo Emozione. It's pretty crazy looking car, and the design language on the car is something that basically artist was very free with his pencil, and it shows on this car. It is really type of a car that you see like on the pictures and on the posters, and to own this car I would probably not drive it. It is such a car that you use at least once a month. You use once a month to go on the shows, and people gonna go around it, and even people gonna pay you to bring this car, because this car is gonna attract crowds, and it's gonna be very awesome feeling of this car when it brings other car people around it. So in terms of this, Apollo really basically nailed the car's look, and they have been making this car for 2 years, guys. So 2 years means that this car has been in the making for so long that they had to do it right. They had to do it correctly. That's why you start to appreciate the company. There is something in terms of this engineering that the company has to do in order to approach brand new customers. It's a brand new customers right now. Gumpert Apollo, if you remember back in the day, was a pretty ugly looking car, very raw car, but ugly looking. It was weird looking. It was the brand that didn't really establish itself. Even Jeremy Clarkson on the show said that this car is really interesting. I'm sorry, not Jeremy Clarkson. Richard Hammond reviewed this car back in the day, and he didn't really like it because the car was a little bit unpractical. It was not practical, basically. And in his justification, the car was because of the street. Because on the street it doesn't have to be practical, because there is something special about it. So I understand that much. How much do you average the car will sell for? I think the car will be overpriced, guys. So believe it or not, this car is going to be close to 4 million, probably 3-4 million. So it is something that I think, in my opinion, looks much better and has a much better proposition in future than the Lycan Hypersport that was released back in the day. That was also in the movie Fast and Furious 7. So if you remember, not Fast and Furious, Fast and Furious 7, where they jumped from one building to another in that car, red car. If you remember that, the hypercar that Paul Walker jumped and Vin Diesel, they were driving in the car. And they jump from one building to another. So that car, I'm talking about that car. But in reality, these cars are really making very good headlines. They're a good way to promote the company and their establishment. But the carbon fiber that they're using is something that beholds the eye. It's very interesting. Something like this can come out and basically make people think, wow, the cars have come a long way. So this is what this car is really implying to customers and people around the world. So I don't know what you think about this. So this was kind of something that I wanted to bring out in today's conversation. I also, what's up, man? World of Supercars 01, what's up? So what I wanted to talk about is, what I wanted to ask you guys is, do you think there will ever be any car that no other manufacturer, just like Bugatti has made will able to compete. So it is hard to compete with Bugatti. It is hard because overall this car cannot be beat. Cannot be in speed, in in quality, in the way it is, the brand. It's just something the combined that this car has. What's up, man? What's up, everybody? So, what do you think that other cars like this will also be on the market and they will be able to compete, just like they won't be able to compete with that car when it comes out? And do you think the Apollo is the type of car that is right now, that is the one that is released? So let me know what you think about this. This was Cars at 100. My name is Leo. Stay tuned for more videos. Please check us on Cars at 100 on YouTube, and stay tuned, guys. Bye.